Hello guys, this video is going to be about asking for CC, constructive criticism, and how it can be really detrimental to you as a matter of fact, and how you can actually make it work for you. So I am mainly talking about Facebook groups, as a matter of fact. We've got a Facebook group for our members, and I know that people ask other people for CC, right? You've probably seen it a million times. CC welcome, all right? Now, there is some real problems with asking for constructive criticism on public groups like that. And we're gonna air that out. I'm gonna air that out now, and hopefully it's gonna help you out. So the first thing is, let's talk about how it can be absolutely pointless for you. Don't forget that other people's opinions are quite simply opinions, all right? And we are in a subjective world of photography, okay? So firstly, you've got to deal with the fact that it is just someone else's opinion, it's not fact. And the other thing is that they might not be experts in their field. They might be, and they might not be. And even if they are experts in their field, their way of doing things may not suit the way that you want to do things and the equipment that you've got. So that's the first thing to understand when you're asking for constructive criticism. Now, the next thing is you can get some really negative people online, okay? And it depends on you as a person, how you take that negativity. And it doesn't matter who you are, right? No one likes it. And the fact of the matter is, let's just say for argument's sake that 90% of the internet is good and 10% are a bunch of idiots that are just, they're failing in their own photography. So what they need to do is air that out online at people that they don't know, and it makes them feel better. You know the type of people that I mean. So if it's 10%, right? Let's just say it's 10%. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's just say it's 5%, okay? In a group of 100 people, that's 5 people. And them 5 people will shout louder than anyone else on that group. There is always a know-it-all dickhead in these groups, and there's probably a few of them, all right? So just be aware of that, okay? You're gonna get these nasty people, and you're gonna get people that for all the right intentions are trying to give you their opinion, but it may well not be accurate, okay? So these are the negatives for asking for CC in these groups. Now, you've got to realize that nothing is free in this world, okay? We live in a capitalist society, and for whatever people out there or groups or whatever say to you, nothing is free, okay? And an example of that, I'll just be totally blunt with you. Our group, we've got a Facebook group for our members at TSOP. You have to pay at least $10.99 a month to be a member of TSOP, and you get access to that group for that payment, okay? Now, because of that, you get feedback from us here as a team, but mainly from other learning photographers. So everybody in that group I've got their details, okay? So people can't be anonymous in my particular group. We hold total control over it. We can remove people obviously when we need to. And just to put this into context, this is how good this group is, because you physically have to pay to be in it, right? I've only removed 1 person in all the time I've run that group, yeah? So, that just puts it into context. If you want true constructive criticism, you're gonna have to pay for it. And what I mean by that is, and I'm not just saying for me on my group, I mean if you want real, proper, one-to-one constructive criticism, go to college. Go to university, sit in front of a lecturer who's experienced and qualified in their field, and then you can sit in a class with your peers, you can get feedback and whatever else. That's what I did. I went to college, I went to uni, and that's how I got all the knowledge that I've got, right? So don't expect to get that level of constructive criticism on free Facebook groups. It's not going to happen. You may well get the odd nugget here and there, and that might be fine for you, but there is people that feel like, this is why I'm saying this, because there is people that feel like they go onto these groups and they're going to get all the advice that they need and be brilliant. It's not true, and it's not actually rocket science when you really think about it. So, you know, just be aware of it, you know, just be aware of that. Nothing is free in this world. Now, there is a really good middle ground though, okay? So you can ask for constructive criticism on these Facebook groups, and most of the time you will get some good feedback, or at least some feedback that's going to make you feel good about your work. And that's because, you know, I've just said all of this negative stuff, but that's because even if 5% of people are nasty, 95% of people are really good people that are willing to help you out. But you've kind of got to help them to help you, right? So there is a middle ground, and this is how you ask for constructive criticism. You be as specific as possible. What you don't do is put a picture up and say, here's a beach picture that I took while I was on holiday in Greece. CC, welcome, right? Do not do that, because no one knows how to respond to it. You know, you might just get, yeah, it's a good beach. I hope you had a really nice coffee while you were sitting there, you know. There's nothing that people can grasp hold of to give you constructive criticism, okay? What you need to do in that situation is put the picture up of the beach, but put the settings that you used, put what it was you was trying to achieve, and why you think that you failed on that achievement. So what I mean by that is, you put the picture up and you put, here's a beach in Greece. You put the settings in, for total argument's sake, you know, 1/500th of a second, f/16, ISO 100. And then you outline what it is that went wrong with that picture. So it could be, the sky is far too bright. It was much more orange. The sunset was much more orange at the time, but now looking at this picture, it's far too bright. CC, welcome. Okay? Or what have I done wrong? CC, welcome. If you ask for much more specific criticism like that, you're going to get it. And not only that, you're going to get it from people who have got the knowledge, because they know exactly what you're asking, and they've got some knowledge because they've tried that shot and achieved it, and they're going to give you it specifically. So they'll probably be saying things like add a grad filter in there, or do a bracketed shot, and all of this kind of stuff. That's how you ask for constructive criticism properly. That's that middle ground that I was talking about. Now, there is a barrier there. Okay, there's a barrier to asking for that type of constructive criticism, and that's knowledge. That is the knowledge of photography, because you may not even know what a shutter speed is, right? Or an aperture is, and things like that. And that is where you need to learn photography, all right? Don't go in blind. Don't just go on a holiday, take a load of pictures, come back and go, oh, what went wrong? Because someone could well be going to you, oh, you need to shut your aperture down. And you're going to go, I don't know what an aperture is, and I don't know what you mean by shutting the aperture down, okay? So you're going to need some basic knowledge before you start asking for constructive criticism. And believe you me now, you are not going to get that through flicking all over the internet. You're going to be there forever. You need a book, you need a course, and I know exactly what you're all thinking now. You're all thinking, well, I'm going to say that because that's what we do. We deliver all these courses, right? But you know, you don't have to, I don't care. You don't have to come to me. I'm telling you now that that is what you need. You need that knowledge to start you off. And once you've overcome that barrier, once you've got that basic knowledge, then you can start refining your knowledge and refining your photography by asking for constructive criticism on these groups. So let's break this down, okay? Asking for constructive criticism is going to open you up for opinions and people that are not experts to give you their opinions, which is going to confuse you a lot more. It's going to open you up to a bit of nastiness depending on what groups you are in. So you've got to be prepared for that, maybe be a bit more thick-skinned. Or if you want that real constructive criticism, if you like, that real one-to-one type of feedback, you're going to need to go to college or university where you can discuss things with your peers and qualified, experienced people Or you've got that middle ground. You've got that asking for constructive criticism on things like Facebook groups, but being very specific with what you want to know. And you're only going to have that specificness, if you like, if you learn a little bit about photography. So there you go, right? They are my fault, but actually it's true, right? Because I've been doing this for years. What I have told you now comes from years of experience of these Facebook groups and teaching people and knowing, you know, how people learn and what trips them up and things like this. Okay, so that is my experience, and yes, it's an opinion, I suppose, but I know it's based on fact. Now, what I want to know from you guys is if you've had any bad experiences or good experiences on groups, on public groups. I don't want any names of groups. This is not like an advertising thing. I just want you to share your experiences, all right? Because I know that you're all out there. I know that all of you learning photographers out there are posting things on public groups, and you're probably getting confused or being, you know, abused by people, all right? So let's air this out in the comments of this video so that everyone else can see that you're all in the same boat. As a matter of fact, you're all learning photographers, and these things are gonna happen. Now I need you guys to help us out, okay? If this video's helped you out, like it, share it with your friends, put a comment in, like I said, and for sure subscribe to our channel. We really, really, really appreciate it. And like I say, it helps us out. We're helping you out, and I'm really hoping that you can help us out back, all right? So thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and remember, learn more at the School of Photography.